Hi, this is Heather with eXp Realty in the beautiful Comox Valley and the lovely Campbell River areas with a mid-March market update. And I'm going to talk a little bit about Campbell River and the Comox Valley and what's happening. But right now you're probably listening to the news and they're talking about how on fire the Canadian real estate market is. And a lot of areas over the years have really been quiet when it comes to home sales. And even the Comox Valley, Campbell River areas, what they're saying is maybe it was time for these markets to wake up. Now, generally what happens every 5 to 7 years is you see markets like this where they get really heated. And I'm sure that you have been hearing that there have been a number of properties that have sold well over asking price. And we're talking 200,000-300,000 over asking price right here in our local areas. And it's true. And some of them had 10, 15 offers presented. So what that means is there were 15 buyers that chose to write offers, which means there could have been even more buyers that looked at the property. And the real estate agent's job is to get the seller the highest price for the property that they can. We need three components when it comes to real estate. We need to have the people, so the seller and the buyer. We need to have the product, which is the house. And then we need to have the price, which is what the seller is asking. And when I say the asking price, that doesn't mean that the seller has to sell the house for that price. The seller can sell it lower, which tends to happen in a market that's not as busy. But also the seller is saying, this is my asking price, and I certainly would like to sell it higher. And that is what is going on right now in the real estate market. There are a number of offers being presented on properties. And I'm going to show you the sales that have happened over the last week. And when I went through each of the sales individually, I can tell you that probably close to 75% of them have sold at asking price or over, and just over asking price. We've only had an anomaly of a few sales that have gone drastically over the asking price. And we don't know enough details about these sales to draw any conclusions or to speculate what actually went on or happened. We don't know if those buyers have come from out of area and have sold their homes, let's say like in Vancouver, where they're getting astronomical amounts of money for their homes right now. So we don't know enough details, but we do know that there are specific niches in this market right now that are doing extremely well. And usually that's anything from 400,000 to 600,000, which is an entry market type of property, or someone that's downsizing. And then we've seen a lot of really quick sales right around the $800,000 mark. One of the hotter areas in the market is the Campbell River area. It's doing extremely well, and the Cumberland area as well in the Comox Valley. So those are a couple of things that are happening right now. The other thing that buyers have brought to my attention is a number of properties have come on the market and have sold immediately that day, which means the real estate agent did not hold off offers for a week or so to get as many buyers through the house. And we don't know the details behind why that happened. So we can't speculate on those situations either. So let's take a second and have a look at what's gone on this week in the real estate market. I'm going to share my screen with you. So I'll start by showing you the headlines in the news. So I just simply Googled Vancouver real estate market, and you can see that the Bank of Montreal described Canadian boiling real estate market as the wild north. And to be honest with you, a lot of real estate agents are using that analogy when they're talking about the real estate market as well. And Canada's housing market is on fire. We know this, but are we headed for disaster? So I can tell you that I've been speaking with a few economists that are guessing that this real estate market is actually going to be with us for at least another year to 2 years. Because of the low interest rates, there's a lot of demand on real estate, and people are saying, maybe I should make this move. Maybe we should move up into a bigger house because we're working from home right now. Or maybe it's time to downsize and give the kids some money so they can purchase properties. There's so many reasons why this market is fueled the way it is right now. And any one of us can speculate on what that is. One thing is for true. It is a very hot market and prices are increasing. In fact, they have said 16% is what they've seen in the last 6 months where the housing market has gone to. So if you have $1 million property, $160,000 is a lot of money to have had your home increased by. They're also saying that your home is making more money than you are working full time. So a lot of things to consider here. The market is strong. I know that for myself, I have heard a number of buyers that are waiting for the COVID shot in order to put their house on the market in other areas of Canada or even in Europe and then move back to the Valley. And I say move back because these people were born here that I'm speaking with and have moved away. And for whatever reason, they have decided they want to come home to Vancouver Island and in particular the Campbell River, Comox Valley areas. So lots of real estate news. It can be a market that is really scary to put yourself into, but if you are working with someone that understands these markets, has been through them over and over, and that can hold your hand, you can successfully sell your home and get into another home. So you want to work with someone that has a strategy, a proven plan on how they will do this. So let's have a look at our matrix system. Now this is a 1 week overview. We've had 86 new listings, 64 pending sales, and 38 sold properties. And let's have a quick peek at our new listings right now. And as you can see from my screen, we've had quite a few listings come in over $1 million. In fact, we've had over 13 of them. And Campbell River has had a number of them this past week that I've seen. And then we have a few properties that have come back on the market. And then we have some larger acreages and farms that are coming on the market as well. There's 86 listings, and pretty much if I looked at the sub areas, I can tell you that if we pop over, we can look at out of the 86 listings, we had 37 of them in the Campbell River area. So our markets are pretty balanced as far as properties coming on the market. And there's quite a variety of properties. And this is the good thing. This is what happens in the spring market, is people decide it's time to sell. And I have done a number of market evaluations in the past month with people that are anticipating coming on the market or that are just curious how much their home is worth today. And quite frankly, our home prices have gone up and some people would like to know what that is. Let's have a look now at the pending sales. Here we are looking at the pending sales, and what this means is people have made an offer, had it accepted, and they've removed subjects, but they have not actually paid the seller for the property at this time, so they're pending closing. And we have had 64 of them. And Sprout, that was a beautiful big acreage. Marsden Road was 3 acres plus. Gartley Point, that was 5 little cabins, and it actually sold over asking price. A couple on the Island Highway also sold over asking price that were only on the market for not even 1 day. So we're not sure why those properties didn't get a lot of market exposure. Ensign sold over asking price. And Dunsmuir, there were 2 properties in Cumberland. This property came on the market at $599 and had quite a few offers on it. And this is one of those anomalies where someone really wanted to be in this home and they paid $905,000 for the property. And every property is going to tell a specific story, so we don't know all of the details behind it, so we can't make speculative comments. Let's go into our solds now. These are the properties that have finally closed and changed. This property on Headquarters Road was a nice little sale of acreage. Wireless, of course, is a view, high bank view property. Discovery, another big, beautiful, newer home in Campbell River. North Beach, also a newer home. And we can just keep going through all of these sales to look at. I always like to look at how long were these properties on the market, and that tells you properties that are anywhere from a week to 2 weeks, because sometimes there's subjects on them. Those properties people were waiting for and excited about. This little rancher on Morley was another big sale that went over asking price. So as you can see, we have had in this market, that's more demand than there are properties coming on the market. But I think with spring right around the corner, we're going to see a lot more opportunity for people not to be so stressed as a buyer. They are saying that this market is causing buyer fatigue, so that is unfortunate. I'm going to stop sharing my screen right now. Okay, so we have talked about what's in the news. We've talked about the spring market. We've looked at what's been going on in the market in the last week. I can tell you I have a number of listings coming on. I have an oceanfront property coming on with a suite, as well a house in the Old Orchard, an absolutely adorable home in the Old Orchard coming on. And I have 4 different parcels of acreages that are coming to the market as well. I like to do a shout out to Honey Grove Bakery. This is a little bakery in Tin City in Courtney that we've been getting our shepherd loaf and our tinker loaf, as well as a couple of cinnamon buns every Friday. I phone in the morning, and I have to say I am loving this little bakery. It's another little gold mine that I've found. And the people that work there are simply wonderful. This is my market update for the middle of March. My name is Heather, and if you just want to know what the value of your property is, just click the link and go ahead and fill out the form, and I'll be in touch with you shortly. Take care and enjoy.